Hello and welcome to the CMS tutorial for the Gage Team Editor, as we call it, Mercury. To bring this up, basically log into your page via your administration login, and once you get to your page, we're going to go to the page we want to edit, or later in the training seminar, we will go through the adding a blog content item and doing the formatting and such on this. Right now, we'll go to the advertising tab on our website. And with that, we're just going to run through the basics of these buttons up on top here that you click on Edit to bring up. If you click in your content item, they light up if they're an effective area. Also, you'll see this blue outline that shows whether or not it's something you can edit or something you can change. Starting on the left, we have the Save button, which saves your work. Preview would be a pop-up preview of whatever formatting. Not really so critical because the way the editor works, you're seeing it as it would be on the page. So it's kind of redundant. Undo, just like Control Z in Word, if you were doing something and you accidentally deleted a block of text or an image or anything you just did, and click the undo to undo that change and it puts it back. Redo, same thing, just the opposite. If you made a change, didn't like it, went back, that would do that for you. Inserting a link would be if you wanted to make a chunk of text into a link. You would click on the link, and we'll go into more detail on how that works later in the recording here. Media, just like it says, is how we would insert an image or a file into the website, if it's an existing file or an upload from your computer to the website. Table would be if you want to build a basic table, and we'll go through details on that later. Character would be if you want to do special characters like a trademark or a restricted or anything that kind of it's the alt keys on your keyboard. Snippet would be if there was a special chunk of code we wanted to add, like a YouTube has the embedded video, or they would give you a little chunk of code. That would be how you would add this to the page. History shows your history of revisions. If you've had versioning of the website, or if you changed something and then saved a version of the website for later publication. Settings would be the nuts and bolts of this page, whether or not you want it to be either published, unpublished, if you want to have it only come up on a certain day or go down on a certain day. So it's like a promotion or something like that would be a very good use of that. Next thing would be this row of items down here. These are going to be very similar to how Word or a text editor that lets you do bold, underline, that kind of thing. Starting on the left, we have the block formatting, which would be like the headings. These are the basics, and then the CSS or the styling of the website would determine the look and feel, but this would be how you would get that look and feel to translate to what you can see. Once you get out of that, we'll just pick something. And then we have the background color of the text area. We have the color of the text. We have bold, italic, an overline, a strike through, and an underline, much like you'd find in Word. Subscript like a reverse exponent, or a superscript like an exponent, like 2 to the power of 4. The alignments, left alignment, center, right alignment, or block. We have itemized lists. An unordered list would just be like a bullet. Ordered list, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. Indentation. So if we were to take a chunk of text, we could indent the entire section over left or right. This section that are grayed out right now, because we're not in a table, would be the table formatting if you want to do advanced movement of a table. Horizontal rule would be if you wanted to have basically a page break. X would be if you had something like a Word document that you're pasting in here, it would remove all of the buried formatting in that Word document to allow it to display correctly on your website. This section is the reveal the HTML content. It switches between what the page shows as a browser would see it versus the actual background image and text and all the formatting calls. It's kind of handy just to see if there's something that's in here that might be goofing things up, like an extra bold or something like that. We could go through here and use it as a way to know if there's something in there that's not supposed to be there, or if we need to do some advanced formatting, we could do it that way via, basically it's manual. That is the basics of this. The next item would be this menu here, and this is where our editor comes in. Edit, we went through earlier, that's what brought up this editor. The tools would be your details if you want to change your password, your name. Check-in of your items would be if you had items you are currently working on, and maybe you closed the browser, and sometimes if somebody else was editing it, we want to prevent anybody from editing an item that somebody else is editing at the same time. So you have to do a check-in time every once in a while just to make sure if you accidentally closed it, it's not being currently edited by somebody else. If you have a blog entry on your website, this would be also where you would find add blog entry, and that'll create a blank blog, and we'll go through that later in the recording. The SEO admin is for search engine optimization. We'll go through that in later detail. Portfolio would be for images, and log out is just like it sounds. It logs you out of the staff area of your website for doing your edits. Support would take you directly to our support desk, either to open a ticket, or if you have an existing support ticket, you could view that from here. That would be the basics of this, and check out the next video in the series, and we'll go through in more detail of the different sections here. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.